Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. Glen West, our guest here on the Jim's Firearms Hotline, senior writer over at Go 24/7. All your LSU team coverage as well as recruiting. He and Sonny do an awesome job. And, I'm curious, you were out at camp last week looking at some recruiting on the football side of things. Where do you think things stand as we enter the middle of the summer here for LSU's 2024-2025 signing class?
Yeah, so LSU's wrapping up a bunch of their camps here that they have. They bring in a lot of high school prospects. They bring in a lot of official visitors during this time, during the month of June. So all that's wrapping up. I think you could start to see some dominoes fall. Just one guy to maybe keep an eye on Thursday. Offensive lineman named Carius Curne is announcing his commitment. Just coming off an official from LSU, also visited I believe it was Arkansas last weekend. So he's somebody to certainly keep an eye on when you announce that you're dropping a commitment video on a few days after being on LSU's campus. I think you have to like LSU's chances there. We'll see kind of though how it falls. But they've had a bunch of these guys on campus. They've really focused heavily on the defensive line, on the secondary with a lot of the official visitors they've brought in. Wide receiver has been a very heavy position that they've brought in as well. This next month of July, you kind of enter a little bit of a dead period, and then you kind of cap it off with the Bayou Splash deal that they use at the end of every summer. But good to see some dominoes start to fall here over the next couple weeks and add to that 11 committed players that they already have for 2025.
It's one of those things where everything kind of lined up for Curne here because that's an Arkansas kid. Sam Pittman's position is offensive line, but he's kind of on tenuous spot there. Brad Davis has been at Arkansas in the past, got a lot of really good things going at LSU, and it just feels like that's one where you're probably going to go up and steal one that Arkansas usually does a pretty good job in state. There aren't that many guys they have to focus on, and they usually do a pretty good job with them, but right now there's just not a lot to sell in Fayetteville, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, and look, LSU, what have they shown here over the last couple of years under Davis? That they are going to recruit the offensive line and develop those guys to send them off to the NFL. I mean, you could be looking at 4 draft picks next year that are on this offensive line right now. So, LSU's done a really nice job at that position. You could very much argue it's been the best recruited position since Brian Kelly got here. I think they're in store for another big class with Tyler Miller, with Brett Bordelon, with Devin Harper. Those are 3 guys that are already on board and could be looking to add more here in the very near future.
And that offensive line that you were talking about, that I have 4 guys drafted, they're going to be blocking for a running back room that now includes John Emery since last we spoke. Were you surprised to see him come back, and what kind of help can he give LSU coming off an injury?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, he tore that ACL back in November, so he's probably going to be pushing it in terms of the availability at the beginning of the season. Everything we've heard it says that John Emery's ahead of schedule on his recovery. I really like bringing him back. I mean, look, if LSU was not going to go into the portal this spring and get a running back, just kind of given the situation, you've only got 3 that you can really count on going into the fall. That was kind of pushing it in terms of guys, that you need some more help there. You need some more depth there, and I think that Emery gives you that. He's been in the system. He knows the coaching staff well, and I think he'll be able to fit right back in perfectly. And hopefully, this can be a story that we're talking about at the end of the season as a guy who contributed maybe more than people expected kind of coming back here. I think that this can be a really fun story to kind of follow into 2024, and obviously, there's going to be a lot of people rooting for Emery to have a really nice last season here.
Who's going to win the College World Series?
It's hard to go against Tennessee right now. Those guys look really good. I would probably put my money on Tennessee. A&M's looking really nice as well, but I think my 2 coming in were UNC and Tennessee, and I think those are kind of the 3 that I'm looking at, but probably Tennessee.
That would stink. I would hate it a lot, but it is what it is.
Well,
what you got?
It's what it is.
It is what it is. We'll talk next week, Glenn. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, Hunt.
Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.